Good afternoon. Welcome to Near Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Just how safe are we here in the United States? And has this latest horrific act down in New Orleans by another Muslim crying out for an intifada? And he has killed at least 15 people, severely injured, crippled for life probably, 37 to 40 depending on how you count it. But in the meantime, you have these lunatics shortly after the slaughter down in New Orleans being in Manhattan and Times Square area, holding a rally and a protest, mostly white libertards that hate America, sprinkled in with some Palestinians and Saudis and everything else, riling up these idiots, calling for an intifada, mixed in with the Palestinian flags and chanting river to sea, which is obviously death to Jews and Israel. But what exactly is an intifada? We've never really looked into it, never described it. And how safe or how threatening is it to America and American people, American citizens from these lunatics? Well, there's two definitions looking it up and two meanings. Originally, according to searches, intifada was meant in Old Arabic to shake off, dust off, get away from whatever it is that's holding you back or down, to shake it off, get rid of it, move on without causing conflict. Now, in the 50s, when the PLO had an uprising and caused war in Israel, Gaza Strip, they called for an intifada, the elimination of the Jewish state and the Jewish people. And that is now what is recognized as the Muslim intifada, death to non-believers, death to Israelis and the state of Israel. So when you hear these lunatics, these self-loathing white people who are obviously deranged and believe that America's greatness is a problem and that American citizens are the problem and are calling for death and destruction, yes, it is a very real problem. And the people that are here on student visas from across the world participating in said chants, calling for an intifada, an uprising against the American government, against the state government, against the local government. Yes, that borders on sedition. And these people that are from other countries participating in said uprisings and protests should be arrested and deported immediately. Now, everybody's saying, well, we have free speech. You can say whatever you want. Did that apply to January 6th with people protesting out in front, peacefully protesting the corruption of the Biden administration? No, it sure doesn't. And it sure didn't. So be aware of what you are seeing and hearing on the news and what is happening in your community, possibly, with these people thinking it's cool to put on the white scarves, wave the Palestinian flags, and calling for an intifada. They are calling for violence in today's terminology. Oberlin College, which is a private exclusive school, and if you look in my history, I went there and took pictures and posted it on my community page. They have the Palestinian flag all over the place. They were currently, and I believe they still are, being sued in federal court for violations of civil rights, religious freedom of the Jewish students that were terrified by these lunatics, these liberal lunatics, attending that exclusive private school, which is very expensive. So these aren't just average working Joe kids. These are people that are well-to-do, self-loathing and hating America and hating the Jews and looking for a cause which is highly dangerous. And it could very easily and has spread across the United States, creating a possible insurrection type. So I'm bringing this to your attention because if this intifada march can happen just hours after American citizens are murdered and maimed by Islamic lunatic, imagine what would happen if it grew to a larger scale. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. So when you hear the word intifada, it's causing insurrection in modern day terms and terminology, and combined with the river to the sea, meaning the death of Jewish people. Keep that in mind. Be safe, be well. Let's start out the new year better than what it already has. Greg out.